Hi, this is Christy with Guidepost to Wellness, and I'm sitting outside. It's actually a pretty warm day, so I thought I'd come outside and sit in the sunshine. And it's actually very fitting that it's a little warmer than usual and I can sit outside, because today I wanted to talk with everybody out there on my channel who is either subscribed or who's watching the video, and I wanted to talk a little bit about grieving milestones. And it's fitting because my mom loved springtime, and she loved when the weather got warmer because she liked to sit outside. Yeah, it was smoking cigarettes outside, but she really did enjoy spring with the birds, and especially her squirrels and different things like that. So this talking about grief and the different effects that grief can have on your health has been a very interesting journey for myself, especially as I've gone through this past year. It's been almost a year. That's why I wanted to talk about grieving milestones. And it's amazing the long-term effects that grief can have on you, and also caretaking before that period of time. But today what I wanted to talk about are some of the milestones and some of the different things that are happening maybe as you get a little further away from the actual loss itself, but as I'm coming up on to the 1-year anniversary of her death, that can kind of cause a lot of memories and things and feelings to kind of come back up to the surface. And that's what I wanted to talk a little bit about, dealing with the triggers and some of those things as well. It can be the craziest triggers that at this point in your grief where you've gotten into a new normal, a new habit. For me with my mom, she was very demanding of my time and emotions and things. So as my schedule has changed into a new normal, it's more of certain specific innocuous kind of things can trigger an emotional reaction. For example, at Thanksgiving, it was a roll of twine used to wrap Cornish game hens, and then I think about a month or so ago, it was cabbage. I'm sitting there enjoying cabbage soup that my husband made, just enjoying it, and all of a sudden a thought came to my head about, my mom always said the cabbage is what made her vegetable soup so good. And then it just reminded me that I was starting to lose the sound of her voice and her laugh in my head. But that is something that I have videos and I have phone messages and things. I just haven't been able to bring myself to listen to them. But cabbage was one of them. Raw peanuts in the store one time made me cry as I was grocery shopping, because she loved her squirrels that were outside her balcony window. And even, years ago, she had a squirrel that she could get peanuts from her fingers. So they always fed peanuts to the squirrels. So that one was a trigger. Recently, I used an old muffin tin that had been my mom's, and it was kind of a double trigger because it was my mom's muffin tin, and then my grandmother, we called her Mimi, she had this habit of taking black Sharpie markers and labeling different things. So when you flipped over the muffin tin, it had my mom's name on it written in Mimi's handwriting, which was kind of touching. So that kind of set me off on a little jag. And my husband was funny with that one, because he turned it into kind of a way to honor a positive memory about my grandmother and just kind of make light of it and put it in perspective. He started taking black Sharpie and labeling everything. He labeled my Visine bottle that was sitting on the counter. One day he wrapped up my breakfast, some bacon in foil, and put a label on it and put my name on it. So he helped turn those triggers and those memories and turn them into positives. But I know that one thing that's been really challenging over this past year, especially starting around Thanksgiving, is that several women that I know really well have lost their mothers too. And each time has just has been challenging in its own way. A lady in my lupus group lost her mother right before Thanksgiving. Another lady that I work with whose mother had dementia, and man, this lady was spending her days off, driving back and forth to Columbia to see her, spending a lot of time supporting her mother in her care, and she lost her. And I mean, I broke down and cried when I found out that her mother died. Another young lady that I work with, her mother had been battling cancer for 7 or 8 years, a neuroendocrine cancer, and as her mother got sicker and sicker, and her mother was actually 3 months younger than me. That one hit me doubly hard from self-mortality and, you know, just, again, another person losing their mom. So those were all challenges in their own way. So with the triggers, I think the important thing is to roll with the memory, enjoy the memory, and do something to honor the memory. It was just, I think, Thursday. I like to put on some upbeat music when I'm doing dishes or cleaning or something like that, and I put on a classic country station, and a song that was one of my mom and dad's all-time favorites, Islands in the Stream, came on, and talk about bittersweet, you know, I'm kind of dancing along and singing to it with tears running down my face. So it's, you know, gosh, it's just, we all have our own way, and even though it's been almost a year now, it's just amazing how the triggers can kind of come up. I think one of the challenges for me is, if you've watched any of my other videos, I'm going through the lovely menopause rather abruptly, and so I've definitely had some ups and downs emotion-wise, and I'm doing bioidentical hormone replacement, so that's starting to stabilize, but still a little bit challenging. One of the things I think that's this day and age that we're really blessed with, and I told this to the one lady who lost her mom that was my age, because she was always showing videos of her with her daughter, just pictures, thousands and thousands of pictures and things, and I told her, I said, you know, you're really, really lucky, because we have very few little short snippet videos of my dad. I didn't have a lot of my dad. I didn't have any phone recordings from him. But like from my mom, I have a phone message where she and my aunt and uncle sang me happy birthday one year. So I play that to myself every year on my birthday, them singing it to me and laughing. And I have, but I didn't this year. I couldn't do it this year, but I still have the recording. And I have other recordings, and my brother found, it just got crazy lucky, found these home videos. And yeah, my dad's voice is on them a little bit, but he's doing most of the recording. So just some really inane kind of impromptu home videos and stuff like that. So I have those. I just haven't been able to watch them or listen to them yet. And we're really lucky in this day and age. You know, I can't imagine how much harder it was in the past when we didn't have that type of electronic memory to support us. We may have only had pictures or letters and things like that. And so I'm looking forward to when I can watch the videos and things, and I think I may actually do that coming up to celebrate her birthday, because like I was talking about with milestones, the firsts are hard, definitely, whether it's a first holiday, a first something special that you would normally have shared with that loved one. And for me, in a couple days is my mom's birthday, and she would have been 83, sorry, she would have been 83, and she died 9 days after that. So they're both very, very close. And for me, I've never been one to spend a lot of time on death anniversaries. I mean, I know I will think about her, but I'm not I'm not the type that does something special on the day of their death, because that's not something I want to celebrate. And thankfully, my mom's birthday is so close, it's easy for me. I can celebrate her life and spend a little bit of time. I might be able to watch a video or something. I have around the house, when I sit in my chair, I've got this great, one of my all-time favorite pictures of her when she was probably in her 20s. Black and white, looking off, kind of a profile with a dog in her lap. And then just a couple weeks ago, I found some more pictures of her in the pool, and I put those right next to my chair. And these are younger, happier, more fun times, because that's the times when I think she was the happiest to be alive, and that's the times I want to surround myself with. She was challenged with illness and limited mobility and things towards the end, so she wasn't as happy in life then. So that's why I want to remember her a little bit more when she was younger. So I think that don't be surprised if you are new to the grieving process of a significant loved one. Don't be surprised to find those crazy triggers will still hit you out of the blue, completely out of the blue, and we just have to kind of roll with them and do like my husband did, you know, try to find ways to honor them and make them a little happier, whether it's labeling everything with your name, including your breakfast bacon, or just talking about the fact that the roll of cooking twine that we have, every time we use it, for the rest of our lives, we'll be able to remember fondly that this came from her, and it was her string, and she'll always you know, be with us during those special occasions. So just remember that the firsts are there. Try not to work yourself into a sense of dread or worry about them or anything like that. Allow them to occur organically. Find a way that you feel right memorializing them. If it is gathering or doing something special on the anniversary of their loss, I understand that. I personally don't do that, and that's why, again, I'm glad that I've got my mom's birthday so close to the day of her death. I can choose to celebrate that one instead. So, but yes, I recognize that I have a major milestone that's coming up soon, and but I know she's still with me, and all of these memories and all these songs and all of these wonderful things like that are just the way that I can keep her in my heart and continue to do the things that I learned from her, things to do and not to do, and continue to live my life and be the best that I can be. I would love to hear your comments below, how you have weathered coming up to this point in your grieving journey, how you've celebrated their lives, what kind of memories triggered you, and how did you work through those, and what did you do on the anniversary of the death? Are you more low-key like me, choosing to celebrate something else close by instead, or did you have some type of memorial? I'd really love to hear your comments below. Well, this is it for me. We'll be talking soon. I hope to do some videos with some of the other folks that have lost loved ones recently and talk about the effects of that on their health and different things. So I hope to share some of that soon on the channel as well. But be well, and hopefully you've got good weather in your area and you can get outside and enjoy it too. Bye.